In this demo, I'm going to start walking you through how to use multiple auth providers with Azure App Services. So first we'll configure it in the Azure portal, and then we're going to add some code into our ASP.NET Core application in order to support that. Now, as a reminder, all the source code for this is sitting on my GitHub repo, so you can just download that, study it, use it, adapt it however you want. It's there. Okay, I'm now using a different sample. It's called EasyAuth Demo, and it's deployed into a different app service. So I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to try to open it inside of a private window in this browser. I hit that URL, and the first thing it does is it redirects me to the Azure Active Directory login for the app. And it's putting us on this login page because that's the way we've configured this app in Azure. So let's close this window. Let's go to the portal, go to Authentication. And the reason it's doing that is because of this value right here. The action to take when the request is not authenticated is to log in with AAD. Now I've already configured this to also use Google accounts. So you see right down here, Google is configured. We've got the client ID and the secret for that. So now this dropdown is getting to be sort of a problem because you can only choose one. But since I want to support multiple, I'm going to change this to allow anonymous requests. Basically, take no action. Hit save. And now let's open this up in a private window again. And this time it takes us into the application. So one of the things that's good about using multiple auth providers and by not using the automatic stuff is that then you can have the combination of parts of your app that's required to be logged in and parts of the app that doesn't require you to be logged in. So for example, if you've got a home page that you want everyone to be able to see, but then you have the admin for your home page that you just want to have for people that are logged in, well, you're going to want to have auth and non-auth sections of your app. So I'm going to go to Login. So right now it's showing me Google and Azure Active Directory accounts. How did I actually get this happening? Well, it's because I've started to implement my own logins, my own login page and logic. But I'm riding on top of Azure App Service security. So if you hover over these links, you see that it's calling auth login Google and auth login AAD. So I'm still using those same endpoints that are coming to us as part of Azure App Service security. So if I click on Google, it takes me to a Google login. If I click on AAD, it takes me to an AAD login. So how does this work in the actual application? Well, one of the things that I've done is I've created configuration settings. So I've got security settings __ Azure Active Directory, security settings __ development mode, Facebook and Google. And if I show you the values, you can see that AAD is turned on and Google is turned on. The other ones are turned off. These values are read by my application code. These values also exist in appsettings.json, but the values that are in the actual appsettings.json file, I generally think of those as my development mode config, and I'm overriding them with values that I specify in the app service configuration in the portal. So if I go to controllers, I've got security controller. Security controller is something that I put in there. And when you try to log in, it reads values out of the configuration and specifies the login types that are available. So it ends up populating a login security view model object that then, when it gets displayed, when the view renders it, it draws those logins. And it draws those logins with the URLs that direct us to the auth endpoints for Azure App Service security. So if you go and look through the code, one of the things you'll notice is that the application itself is not handling any of the authentication stuff. That's all handled by Azure App Service. Now let's go back over to the application again. Let's go ahead and log in, and let's log in using Google. We'll go to Security Summary, and our claims are populated. And they're populated because we're using that middleware. But if you're really paying close attention, one of the things you'll notice is that when we were doing that middleware demo before, we didn't populate any of these things right here. First name, last name, email address. So in the next part of the demo, I'm going to walk you through the changes I made to middleware to get that information and add it to the claims.